Okay, here we go. This is sushi, and you have washed it, dried it, 2 cups of sushi, 3 cups of water, brought it to a boil, turned it down to low, let it cook for 15 minutes, and then let it cook for another 10 minutes off the burner. And so this is ready to go. And over here, we're gonna get a pot, and we're gonna put it on the stove. And we got our sushi vinegar, which is just regular rice vinegar. And I need to get this open. It's gonna be 4 tablespoons of sugar. I know it seems like a lot, but it's going to distribute. So let's go 4 tablespoons of sugar. Got a little bit of water in here. Get that out. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 to 8 tablespoons of vinegar. This is why you don't want to make this very often. Should be a treat, something that you're not expecting to do. So in the morning you can either take this for lunch. That was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now what we're after here is we just want to melt the, let me turn this on. We just want to melt the sugar. That's all we're doing. We're not cooking it. Melt it. Okay. Well, that's cooking. Well, melting. Switch it around, make sure all that sugar is dissolved. Okay, here's what we got going. This is what I found in my refrigerator. I'm going to utilize. I had 1/2. This is what of an orange bell pepper. I'm going to use that up. So I cut that into strips. See that? I got an apple here. And this hasn't been cut yet. This also been cut into like little strips. I got some cheese. So this is mozzarella cheese from a lasagna dish I made, which I had some left. Actually, I have quite a bit left, so I'll use some of that. And then the other orange thing on the plate, carrots. And cheese and apple go really well together. But I also have some sausage, which I'm going to add in there. So this is almost done. As soon as you don't see the granules of sugar anymore, then it's done. Okay, so let's get our okay, done. It might look a little cloudy. If it's cloudy, it's fine. So we're not out to boil it. Okay. And my thing is filling up fast. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do now, mind you, when you put this in, there might be a little bit of a brown on the bottom. That's okay. Don't worry. If it's black, then you gotta worry. But if there's just a little bit of brown on the bottom, no big deal. Actually, in certain parts of, don't quote me on this, but I've read, so I could be wrong, but I have read that in certain parts, that brown crust on the bottom, oh yeah, put this in the sink and fill it up with water. Trust me. Oh my god. Okay, so what you're gonna want to do now is take your spoon. It can take 1 spoon's worth good. It can be round, but I have my flat one. I used to have a rice pail and I lost it. I like my rice pail. And you're gonna want to chop it. So chop, 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 chop. So what you're doing is when you're chopping it, you're getting your hair tangled up and hurting on your glasses. Okay. Well, you're going to chop it, and what that's going to do is going to release the steam. Now, in a lot of sushi recipes, you're going to say, oh, wait till it cools down. Well, you know something? I've made sushi enough. It actually, now, if you're not going to eat it right away, it's okay to put it down to the sushi, onto the paper warm. Because it spreads out easier. When it dries, there's something about it that it sticks to everything. It sticks to your hands. You'll have more sushi rice in your hands than you will on your little seaweed. Okay, so we're gonna take this, which is also hot. We're gonna take a tablespoon, and we're gonna put 2 tablespoons over, and set that back down, and keep on chopping away. Because what we're doing is releasing the heat, and we're mixing the sushi, the vinegar mixture in. It's gonna smell really good. It's gonna start to smell like sushi. But then again, if you want to be traditional, and you're looking at me like I'm half mad because I'm making sushi in an untraditional way, and you're like, I took 8 years of sushi school, and you're not supposed to do that. Well, not all of us can go to sushi school. Sushi. Sushi, that's a weird word. Well, it's foreign. Okay, so let's go back over here. Get another 2 tablespoons. There's the tablespoons coming through. Tablespoons, okay. And again, it's like if you have the money and you can go out and buy whatever you want, and you can buy all the bells and whistles, go for it. But some of us can't. Hell, some of us can't even afford to blow on our whistle. Okay. So basically, you're just trying to get all the steam off as much as possible. Now, okay, let's go back to what that... Okay, I got part of my, let's put that back over there. The paper towel I used before that was damp. Well, sushi rice dries out really fast, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to dampen this, and then let's say, oh, something happens. Someone calls, someone does something. Make sure you have this damp, and you cover the entire thing up, so it's damp on damp, so it doesn't dry out. So, you know, when you're cooking, stuff does happen around you, and sometimes you can't control it. And, you know, somebody calls and, oh, it's Aunt Elena, and I haven't talked to her for ages, and how's it going? And 3 hours go by, and holy shit, there's sushi! But it'll be fine. Now, if it's really warm in your house and it dries out, then you'll have a problem. Okay, so that's ready. And again, I'm leaving it warm. It's okay. Now I have my little handy dandy plastic spoon, which, as you can see, is not bent like that because it came like that. It used to be nice and straight, and gas tends to burn things, so never leave your... This is my lesson, introduction into gas. Never leave anything hanging over a pot because it will melt. And it melted, but it's still good. Okay, we're not putting our hands in the sushi. This is a no. To me, this is a no-no. You don't have to do that. It says to do that in most books, but why get your fingers sticky? Okay, so mat. Do you see me chuck it down? Mat. Plastic bag. Straighten it out. Sushi. Put the shiny part down. You know, it really doesn't matter. You know, if you're gonna be on a Master Chef show where everything has to be figure it out. But it's all going in here. Everything you make doesn't matter. It's It's all going to go in there. It's most of the times it's just for look. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to get some of our sushi on a spoon and put two big spoonfuls, and we're going to squish it out to the edges. You're just going to squish, squish, squish. Now, you're going to try to make it as even as you can. Now, I'm not a professional, and I'm not trying to be right spot on how you're supposed to do it. Now you can turn your and just keep on spreading it out. You'll get the hang of it. If you need a little bit more, grab a little bit more and flop it on the plastic. Okay, so it runs over a little bit. It's just you're not doing this to be restaurant style. You're doing this to eat. Okay, so now I'm going to lift it up. Now see how I lift it like an inch up here? The whole piece of nori is covered in rice, except I have a ½ inch. That's where we're going to close it. So we're going to turn it away from us. Keep it on your board. Now I'm going to make, let's see, let's take some cheese. Now, again, if you can see this, this up here is the sealer. Go halfway, probably, let's see, this is hard. Whew. Okay, let me go a little closer. Okay, there we go. Okay, this part, leave blank. It's about 1 inch. Come down here, and this is where you're going to want to put the sushi, right here. And I know that looks kind of, it's like, okay, 1 inch up from the bottom. You want to put the sushi. I mean, the sushi. The vegetables or whatever you can do. So, let's put some cheese. And since these are cut into sticks, not cutched, you're going to layer them like, you're going to just put them side by side until they go all the way across. And let's add some of the sausage. Now, just put one. Okay, let me show you so you don't get confused here. Okay, see that? Can you see the cheese? Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to place the sausage right on top of the cheese. Just 1, 2, and when you roll sushi, it's going to find that it's going to push out on either side. That's okay. Just work with it. It's the way it is. Okay, now we're going to take and we're going to lift. And we're going to lift to the edge of the sushi covers. This is the fun part now. This takes a little practice. Actually, let me redo. This is going to be a little bit longer video. Okay, I'll be back in a few.